Good evening, everyone. Let's give us a minute or so. It's just 1 minute away, so let's give a minute for everybody to join. Okay, so again, good afternoon and good evening. Thanks everyone for joining the session for a demo for an iCapture session. Thank you very much. We really appreciate, for all the good turnout that whatever we have it today. And as you know, my name is Raj Sudhamala. I'm chief architect of this particular iCapture solution. And as you know, we have launched our iCapture solution around 45 days back. We branded our solution as an iCapture, and we went to the market as a branded as an iCapture. Great turnout. It was a, we got a great traction from a lot of customers, a lot of people inquiring about this, and we already started some proof of concepts with the customers after the branding. Then we thought, okay, why can't we be kind of going and reaching out to the customers, and then giving a demos and explaining about our iCapture solution and end-to-end account payable process automation and all those things. Why can't we cut this one out? That's what where we thought and brought this particular try now solution of for this particular iCapture. And what this one is going to be doing it is we want to enable users to try themselves. We would definitely would like to have users to enable for the try now option, and where they can go ahead and try themselves, and if they do like it, then come out and reach out to us, right? So want to give, we are very confident, at this particular when you are going to try it out and see how it's going to work, and we expect that you can come back to us with all kind of different questions or anything like that. So we within this maybe after a launch, within last 30 days, we kind of developed this particular try now option, and where we can definitely give this option to the all the to everyone, so that they can go ahead and try it out themselves, and get the results. Here one just bulleted point which I would like to add is this particular try now option is definitely be right now the way that we have implemented is with the most of the standard fields, whatever we have it in the accounting system. So those things are completely covered in iCapture try now option. But I know there will be a lot of different scenarios to your invoices, that what you have it, you have different solutions, you want to get some kind of business logic in there. So that's when where you guys can always reach out to us, and we will work it out with our unique proposition of uh, our cropping solution combinations, with the keywords and synonyms, and we can handhold and to make sure, even though you have the most complex scenarios of invoices, we should be able to take care of your scenarios with ease. So whatever we are giving this particular try now option is, I want you to guys go ahead and try it out. It might be a multiple languages, in which we have tested with at least 15 different languages, and I'm going to just showcase a Spanish language, Russian language, and also we have tested with the low resolution invoices, and we have tested with multiple pages, and even getting something from the logo and all that stuff. So these all in which we have tried it, and which is actually works seamlessly. Yes, there may be some of the things which you don't get it. Please reach out to us. We'll definitely make it to happen to work with you. So before we go there, I want to quickly just to get to this particular iCapture solution. So I'll log out from whatever I've been trying to do and get into the login screen right now. So here we have given two sets of users. Okay, so one is a guest user. Means the guest user is nothing but they can just go ahead and enter your name and your email address, and you try it out. but that particular one has a small limitations, like it's a restrictions to that. All we are actually giving it out right now is like a two invoices which we can try to go ahead and try it out just to see that how it's going to work. And I know that once you really went and try, I know that you can go ahead and go to register the user by clicking this create account. And this one right now, I will give you 30 days of complete invoice time with almost 50 invoices which you can go ahead and try it out. And by any chance, okay, if you are not happy, we'll have more than happy to work it out with you to extend that particular time also. That should not be a problem. All we want to give is you want to get a confidence on this particular solution. So once you do have a confidence, I'm pretty much sure that you will come back to us, and then see that how this one kind of work out and all those things. So I'm just I have my registered user. I just used my own login ID, and then registered this, and now I'm actually logging in as a try now user. So now we will be getting almost the 30 days of trial period with a 50 set of invoices, and which you are going to get it. So that's what what we want to go ahead and try it out. So now, do you want to go and try it out? And this is an exciting piece, which we want to go and try. Just for the sake of the time and all those things, I have actually already a set of default invoices. Like this one, I just took it from Google, multi-page invoice. Just want to get it, and I want to just go and try it out. Nothing that which we got it for any customers. These are all come which we have it, and we just got it random. So there are a few things which I want to tell to you. See, this particular section, whatever we have it, once you upload it, you actually get this particular invoice here, and this is all the related metadata which you are going to get it here. These are all only the standard fields in which you are actually showing it here: invoice amount, invoice date, PO number, payment terms, and all those things. And related to the supplier, we got few of them, customer and supplier name, address, and all those things. And we got the line items, right? We got definitely the big line items and all those things. So we were getting it only the most standard fields. And then if you really look at the JSON, we are getting a lot more than that. We are actually getting the supplier address, and we got a lot more data that we are actually getting it. And if you do want to have more, definitely we should be able to work it out, and we can get that particular data and add it to our schema. So these are two set of invoices. And here, this particular invoice, for the reason I want to show that one, this one is, we are getting the meta legal and finance from directly from the logo. Means there is no kind of it's kind of an object recognition. I know how our team kind of worked on this, to get this, because this one we are getting it directly from the object itself. It might be just as a logo which you have it, and you are getting it. And the important is normally when you do have it, you are actually going to get it maybe if there is a address here and all those things, most of our OCR solutions. But if you really look at it, the address is here, end of the table, but still that's intelligence, the intelligence what we have built on this particular solution. We are actually able to extract the complete address which is actually down below. And the other important, the important piece here is, this particular page has two set of pages, right? The two pages, absolutely fine, yeah, absolutely fine. We are actually able to get that, and we can even able to go and more than 5 pages. And if you want to get it, you can get all that line items to be displayed right here in your try now, right here in try now. And this one will take probably 10 to 12 seconds to process. I'll do a live demo picking up some of the other ones. And again, the one more thing is the payment terms and payment due date. It's not even in the related to the metadata here, right? So this one is at the end of the table, and still we were actually able to get that particular data as is. And the other one, if you really look at, there is a 20, this one March 26th March 2020, we are actually able to get to the standard fields. Why is important, right? Because you have a downstream systems, and if you know the standard format of this particular dates, then you can incorporate to that. You are not, so this one will tell we are not just getting as is, we are doing some kind of an intelligence to show that what exactly this one is actually doing it. Okay, so let me do a live demo of this some of the our maybe I'll go with a Spanish invoice. Means this one is kind of the complete the Spanish invoice, and I'll pick it up this particular Spanish invoice, and then so you should be able to get it with it does just the processing, and then you should be able to get it within 10 seconds to 12 seconds of the data. And means while you are actually trying to look at means yeah, this is what what we have developed. If you do want to reach out to us, you can definitely reach out to us with this particular one. And now we have incorporated in our iKapture solution also the try now, and we have enabled this particular button, and this particular iKapture.ai will give you more and more information, and also some of the solutions what we have it, and all those things also which we can try to do that. Okay, let me go back to our the one whatever we have it here, right? So this is a Spanish one, and if you really look at it, so these are all the net 15. It says as a consequences, or sorry, I'm not able to speak up, but we have that data dictionary, from the multiple this one, and we mapped it to this particular. It is actually the payment terms. This is actually the payment terms, and so these are all which is actually very very important. We have not done anything so we are actually able to extract the data from the OCR, and then map it to our data dictionary, and then we are actually telling that hey, this is an account invoice amount, and this is your invoice number, and this is your payment terms. And again why it is important, going to the downstream systems, when you want to do the integrations, you can map it to this particular JSON, right? You have this particular main JSON, and you tell that this is the invoice date, and this is the payment terms, and this is the address. And based on that it becomes so easy for the integrations and the downstream systems whatever we have. So we got everything Smith and Smith address, even though it might be into the 2-3 lines of this one, we're actually able to extract that. And sometimes yes, we are not able to show this particular email address, and if this is your requirement, absolutely no, that's not a problem at all. We are getting all this data, but we are just not showing the enough data, because we want to not bombard with all the data that whatever we are getting it, we just want to simplify, and to you to look at the results, and to make sure that you are actually getting everything that whatever you do want to have it. So here there is a services for us, and all those things automatically we are actually able to convert that one into the related the standard invoice format kind of things, where you can do the integration successfully. So that's a beauty of this particular try now, yeah. And I one thing I want to show that, look at this particular invoice, right? This is completely tilted. Again, this is one I just got it from the directly from the Google. I want to show it to you guys, means how this particular tilting and all those things, even though because some of the OCR solutions, they are kind of you do the cropping, and it's actually coordinate based and all that stuff, which you are actually not able to get that. But here even though this particular invoice is tilted, no issue, we should be able to get that data. Let's see that it takes probably 4-5 seconds or something like that, which we should be able to get that data, and we should be able to extract that. And while we are actually trying to do that, right, means I can even show, this is our portal. This is the portal that what we have it, and I'll log back to this particular portal. And in the meantime, let's see this, right? How beauty it is. Sometimes you may not be able to see this Tulsi enterprises, but here we are actually able to get that particular data as is. And this one was actually for 3 lines of it, F18 main road and Jharkhand and all those things. and which you are actually able to get that, and the buyer information which you are actually able to get that, this is completely tilted one. And if you go to the line items, and we are actually able to get that particular line items exactly how it is. Look at the beauty of it. There is a one numbers of the units, and you got NOS here, right? So we have all the beautifications and everything, which we are actually able to get that. And even this particular invoice number, and the dates and all those things. So here it showed it as an October 26th of October 2020, right? And we converted that one to a standard format where the third party systems can be integrated. So these are all the things what we have. It's at least for you guys to try to look at. You please go ahead and upload it, your set of invoices, and with your trial period. Means I would like everyone to register it and try it out, and let us know if there are some issues. We are not saying we are perfect, but if there is something is there, our team is there to help you out, to set off your invoices, to have your configure your invoices, especially working with you to make it successful. That's our goal, and again, based on that, we do have our third party integration systems, which we actually work with the completely plug and play architecture, with the which makes it a complete seamless integrations. And we can make it as completely a drag and drop, and where we can make it to end to end account payable automation in this case. And maybe within a month or so, we are actually planning to have it other set of document types also, like receipts. You have your ID cards, and then you do have, with the receipts you can get to the end to end of the expense management systems. And if you have some ID cards, we want to have work it out with the HR onboarding systems, or any KYC kind of things, which you do have it, we can try to work it out. So we have a lot more use cases, and we are going to enable them here itself, within a month we have all the data extracting. It's just we need to show it in some kind of try now options and all that stuff. So while I'm trying to just get onto this, I want to show very quickly of our dashboard. This is the portal. This is the portal, if you want to do some kind of hand holding, or which you want to work it out end to end of the processing and all those things. This is kind of the portal which we have it. I know this one we are kind of a little bit running out of time, and this one will take itself is its own time, and I want to take definitely a quick good amount of time to explain this. Only one thing that I want to quickly get onto this is, where we do have the invoices, right? So we can go, and the one that whatever you do have it, right? The one that we just saw that, when you when you are actually having it, so you can see that side by side comparisons. You can see that in a side by side comparisons. Yeah, you may see this particular some kind of the miss one, and this is all based on the customer. I just kept it just because I want to show it to you. If there are any kind of validations that you want to have, the fields that are coming into your end-to-end systems, you can be able to, this is completely configurable, and you should be able to do that. And you can even get some of that items in which you're actually not able to get, so you're actually able to get all that items here. So here we kept it as item rate as a mandatory, and we are actually able to show that. So this is just a glance of it, because I want to make this one as itself, as its own demo, and showcase all the features of it. And the other one, the beauty that I want to show, that one is how we can handhold the systems, how we handhold your documents. It might be an invoices, it might be a receipts, and if you have your own set of invoices which is complicated, or also has some business rules that need to be applied, and also some validations that need to be given, that should not be an issue at all. We can definitely work it out, and I'll give you a demo of that particular solution in the coming demos and all those things. Hope you like it. Thank you very much for your time and everything, logging in. Wish you all the best. Thank you. Bye bye.